Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. This is your science lecture of grade 5th, and I am your science teacher Aparna Pandey from Arts and Progressive School, Lamachur. So student, as you all know that we have started our revision and we are doing our revision of chapter number 2, that is varying lifestyles of animals, where I have explained you about different feeding habits as well as I have introduced you with the movements in animals, that how animals move. Related to the same thing, today I have made a video related to the movements in different animals. So let's start today's revision class. Everyone, please focus here. I have taken a particular thing with the points, and there I have mentioned the types of movements done by the animals. It will help you in revising chapter easily. So let's start now today's class. Our topic is movement in animals. We are doing revision of chapter number 2 and our topic is movement in animals. Now here you can see I have written number 1, human beings. So how in human beings movement takes place? So beta, you all know that in human beings we have two types of limbs. They are called forelimbs and hind limbs. Forelimbs are our hands and hind limbs are our legs. Okay, this we know that human beings are two types of limbs, forelimbs and hind limbs, and forelimbs are called the hands and hind limbs are called the legs. And we know we function with the help of the hand. We eat, we grasp the things, we play, right? With the help of the legs, we run, we move, we walk, and so many things. Let's move into the second. Now, here I have mentioned the name of those animals who act like a human being and they use their limbs in the same way as human beings are using. So, their names are monkey, gorilla, chimpanzee. What they used to do? They use their hands for eating, for grasping the things like men only. So their forelimbs acts like a man only. They use their forelimbs like a man only, and we know that they use their hands for climbing the things. Also they use their legs for running, walking. So in the same way as human beings use, they make use of their limbs in the same manner. Then we have birds. When we talk about the birds' students, we know that birds have wings, right? So, in birds, wings are act as a forelimbs. In birds, wings are act as a forelimbs, and we call them modified forelimbs. Why we say for birds modified forelimbs? Because in rest, other animals' forelimbs are hands, but in birds, forelimbs are in a form of a wings. So, in birds, we say that wings are the modified forelimbs, and now let's see how their wings are. Wings have the feathers, right? Wings have the feathers, and these feathers are attached to strong chest muscles. These feathers of the wings are attached to the strong chest muscle and help birds to fly. And what are the hind limbs of their birds? Because forelimbs are wings, so hind limbs are their legs. With the help of which they walk, and their legs have claws which also help them to catch their prey. I hope now everyone is getting that birds have modified forelimbs which are called wings, which have feathers, and these feathers are attached to the strong chest muscle with the help of which birds can fly from one place to the another. Second thing, they have the legs, hind limbs are legs, and with the help of the legs they also catch their prey because they have strong claws there. Then we can see I have written fly for short distance. So there are some birds who can fly only for the short distance. So these birds are peacock and fowl. Peacock and fowl are the birds those have wings, and their wings also have feathers, but still they can fly only for a short distance. Then we can see that I have written flightless birds. What are these flightless birds? So beta, flightless birds are the birds which they are birds but they do not fly. So their names are ostrich, emu, kiwi, penguin, greedy, etc. These are many. Ostrich, emu, kiwi, penguin, other birds, those cannot fly. Now I have written webbed toes. Now what are these webbed toes? So there are some animals having webbed toes. So these are duck. Duck is a type of a bird having webbed toes, and these webbed toes help duck to swim. These webbed toes help duck to swim. When we talk about the reptiles, so when we talk about the reptiles, we can see that I have written that reptiles can be categorized into the two things. One is having limbs and another do not have limbs. Means when we talk about the reptiles can be categorized into two ways. Some reptiles have limbs and some reptiles do not have limbs. So when we talk about the reptiles having limbs, then they are lizard, crocodile, turtle. Okay. When we are talking about the reptiles having limbs, then these are the lizards, crocodile, turtle. And when we talk about the reptiles do not have limbs, then there is a most common example is a snake. Most common example is a snake, and snake has plates or scales. Snake has plates or scales with the help of which it do its movement. Okay, so snake has the plates or scales on his body with the help of which it can make movement. When we talk about the insects now, so beta see, for the insects commonly we know that they have 3 pairs of legs. So what we are saying? Commonly insects have 3 pairs of legs. They can have more, they can have 4 pairs of legs, they can have 6 pairs of legs, but the common is that insects have 3 pairs of legs, and some insects with having 3 pairs of legs, they will also have wings. In some insects with the 3 pairs of legs, they also have wings. Example, cockroach is there, ant is there, and one more example, yes, beetles are there. So these are the examples of such insects which will having 3 pairs of legs as well as wings. And in insects, one insect is having a long hind legs. Long hind legs means the legs which are at the back side. So long hind legs example is grasshopper. Grasshopper is a insect which has a long hind leg which help it in moving. Okay. Then another example we have boatman. Boatman has oars. Boatman has different type of oars with the help of which it can swim. So water boatman is an insect which can also swim, and it can swim with the help of an oars. Okay. Now let's move to the another thing. Let's talk about the fish. So beta, fish has fins. Now fins are only act as a hand, as well as fins are only act as a leg. So when we talk about the fins, we say that fins are of 2 types: paired fins and unpaired fins. Okay. When we talk about the fish, we say that in fish there are fins, and fins are of the 2 types: paired fins and unpaired fins. When we talk about the paired fins, these are called the forelimbs. When we talk about the paired fins, these are called the forelimbs. And when we talk about the unpaired fins, then these are called the hindlimbs. Paired fins and forelimbs help in swimming. Paired fins or forelimb helps in swimming, whereas unpaired fins or hindlimbs help in maintaining balance. Okay. After that we have turtle and tortoise. So how turtle and tortoise make their movement? In the form of a limb, turtle and tortoise have 4 paddles. Okay, so they swim and they swim with the help of that paddle. Then we have penguins. Penguins have 2 forelimbs in a form of a flippers. Penguins have flippers, and these flippers act as a forelimb, and it helps them in swimming. Similarly, when we talk about the frogs and ducks, so frogs and ducks have the webbed toes. Frogs as well as ducks have the webbed toes which help them in swimming and walking both. So here we have discussed about many different types of animals and we have seen that how movement takes place in them. So I hope that movement in animals, this part of the video will help you in revising different types of movements in animals. Now let's see fast breathing animals. Let's see fast breathing in animals. So when we talk about breathing in animals, students, you all know that different animals have different organs for breathing. Then there are different types of animals, so they also have different organs for breathing. So let's discuss that here. So students, first of all, let's see about the human beings. So when we talk about the human beings, we know that human beings have lungs. Human beings have lungs as a breathing organ. Nothing is there to explain. You know this, everything I have explained prior also, that human beings have lungs as a breathing organ. Then with the including human beings, there are some more animals, those who have lungs as a breathing organ, and these are mammals, reptiles and birds. So what we can say that lungs are the breathing organ of human beings as well as mammals, reptiles and birds. Reptiles and birds, they are also having lungs as a breathing organ. They are also having lungs as a breathing organ. Then when we talk about the insects, so when we talk about the insects, students, insects have spiracles. S-P-I-R-A-C-L-E-S. Insects have spiracles for breathing. The spiracles are the types of holes on their body surface with the help of which they breathe. So insects have spiracles as their breathing organ. Then when we talk about the fish, then we say that fish has gills. When we talk about the fish, then we say that fish has gills. Fish breathe with the help of a gills, or we can say breathing organ of fish is gills. Gills help fish in absorbing the dissolved oxygen of water. The oxygen which is dissolved in water, that oxygen is absorbed by the fish with the help of its gills. Then another example. Now, only fish breathes with the help of a gills, or some other animals are also there. So student, prawns, crabs, oyster, tadpole. Prawns, crabs, oysters, tadpoles, these are also the animals, those who use gills for breathing. These are the example of animals, those who use gills for breathing. Now, related to this, now we have said that there are many like P-R-A-W-N-S, prawns, then we have crabs, oysters, tadpoles, T-A-D-P-O-L-E-S, tadpoles, etc. Now, when we are talking about the tadpoles, so let's talk about the frog also. See beta, we know that tadpole is the larva stage of frog. So, is frog also breathe with the help of a gills? No. See, tadpole is a larval stage of a frog. So, the larval stage of frog breathe with the help of a gills, but adult frog breathes with the help of a lungs. Adult frog breathes with the help of a lungs, right? Then earthworm is there. So earthworm, when we talk about the earthworm, student, earthworm breathes with the help of a moist skin. When we talk about the earthworm, it breathes with the help of a moist skin. You have seen earthworm has a wet skin. So with the help of that wet and moist skin, it breathes. Similarly, we have many microscopic animals. We have many microscopic animals like amoeba, paramecium, these microscopic organisms we can say. So microscopic organisms like amoeba, paramecium, these breathe with their body surface. They do not have any specific organ for breathing, so they breathe from their body surface, and their body surface is also not fixed, their body shape is also not fixed, so they use their body surface for breathing. So what we have learned related to the breathing in animals, that human beings breathe with the help of the lungs, as well as mammals, reptiles and birds breathe with the help of a lung. When we talk about the insects, they breathe with the help of the spiracles. When we talk about the fish, prawns, crabs, oysters and tadpoles, they breathe with the help of the gills. When we talk about the frog, adult frog breathe with the help of a lung, and the larval stage breathe with the help of a gills. When we talk about the earthworm has moist skin, and that moist skin help earthworm in breathing. And when we talk about the microscopic animals like amoeba, paramecium, so they breathe with the help of their body surface. So students, I hope that whatever I have explained today related to movement in animals and breathing in animals, you all are getting this, and I hope this video will help you in revising these topics.